Oh, my name is Robin Lindsay, and I'm with Seal Sitters. And we are very, very lucky today to have all of these people here. But the first people I'm going to introduce, we're lucky to have Jim Dever, who is the star of Evening Magazine. He's the star and also sometime producer of Evening Magazine. He is our MC for the day. Thank you, Jim. And we're very, very honored to have Ken Workman from the Duwamish tribe, who's going to give a welcoming message to everyone. And Ken is the great, 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 great grandson of Chief Seattle, also as Chief Seattle. Did I do it right?
Well, I was reading up a little bit this morning about this point, Alki, and Alki is actually a Chinook word. It means by and by. And so about 162 years ago, almost to the day, the Denny family, the Lowe, they paddled right up to this beach, and they said, hey, this is a pretty good spot. So it wasn't very long ago that this was all trees, this was all nature. So on behalf of my family, I would like to welcome everybody to this spot called Alki. In Lashutsi, my name would be Yayustobs. Workman is my name, Yayus is work, man is Stobs. So Yayustobs teats da. Guathte duftuabs to Ishachad. I am of the Duwamish tribe. Aquaye, Quasiab, Sialchad. And great grandson of Chief Seattle. As a quadra yo this ya, you have to eat ya, you have to eat. I'll tell us what I'll tuti to ha da duftuabs. Welcome, honored people, friends, family, to this land that was long ago known as Duwamish. As dat Teaswatut da Seattle. And today we know it as Seattle. So I'd like to officially welcome everybody onto this land that was long ago, Duwamish. So welcome.
Thank you. I could never come anywhere near speaking that as well as you just did. Don't tempt me. Right now we've got a beautiful day, but picture this. It's 6 a.m., pouring rain, freezing cold, pounding steaks in yellow tape, fingers frozen to lukewarm coffee mugs. So who are these crazy people? Rain or shine, wind or sleet, day and night, volunteer seal sitters are on a mission to protect marine mammals, most especially the vulnerable harbor seal pups. Today is a special day, proclaimed Harbor Seal Day by Washington Governor Jay Inslee and Mayor Mike McGinn. It's the culmination of a year-long project to engage our community in protecting our fragile marine environment. The highlight is today's unveiling of Sentinels of the Sound. It's a sculpture by renowned Northwest artist Georgia Gerber. And it's beautiful, isn't it? Please join me now in welcoming National Geographic author Brenda Peterson, one of the founders of Seal Sitters Marine Mammal Stranding Network.
Thank you very much. I would like every one of our seal sitters who is here in the crowd to just please raise your hand and look around at these beautiful volunteers. Think of how many seal pups and juveniles and mothers and perhaps fathers you have saved or you have protected. And we are here, and many of the pups are here many generations later because of you. So just as every one of us has a story, so does every seal pup have a story. And we've been privileged, like Jane Goodall in Gombe, to name the pups, often the children name the pups, and to watch them as they grow and to protect them. So I want to tell you just 3 stories quickly of 3 of our seal pups. The first one, we named Spud. Spud is named after Spud's fish and chips. Spud hauled out about 50 feet from here, and he was a poster child for a healthy seal pup. He was plump And every one of you who's sat with seals knows that that means they're fishing on their own or they're nursing and they are healthy. That's the first thing we look at is their weight. He had no injury, no puncture wound from any kind of marine debris, no predator puncture wound, no dog bite. He was a healthy pup. And he was so relaxed as we sat with him inside. He was inside our marine protected tape. He actually took a nap and he yawned, which meant that Robin and other seal sitters could look at his teeth and see that they had sprouted and that therefore he was not only healthy, but he was fishing for himself. And that is a wonderful sign. So Spud, I will show you a little picture of him here. This is one of Robin's wonderful photos that we did in wildlife conservation, if you can all see. He was the most beautiful pup I think we've ever seen. And he was so beautiful that one of our seal sitter volunteers put him on a t-shirt. So those of you who are wearing our t-shirts, I see a few of you here. This is Spud. Spud is also on your program. So if you want to get a little closer look at your program. The second pups I want to tell you about are named Leopard and Silky. Leopard was a golden spotted pup who hauled out over by the boat ramp, which is a very active place with a lot of boats coming and going. So we closed off the boat ramp and the fishermen were very kind to let us do that. And Leopard sat there and was looking very thin. Now, all you seal sitters know that a thin pup is a pup who, like the 50% of the first year pups, may not survive. So we are very anxious when we watch them. We watch them come and go. We make sure that they are able to fish for themselves. And we were worried about Leopard because he wasn't thriving. One day, another pup came up, whom we named Silky, after all the legends of seal pups, who was a white spotted pup who looked like this. Can you see? And these pups became BFF, best friends forever. They were so good with one another that Silky, the older female, was like a sister and taught Leopard how to fish. And Leopard then began to put on weight and thrive. And these pups hauled out every day at the same time, and they were so devoted to each other that people would come by and do what we call drive-by sightings, where they would actually come by and set their clock, because every day at 6:30 Robin was there with her photography and the pups hauled out. And they saved each other's lives, which was a lesson for all of our kids, that even if you go to school and you feel a little bit alone and lost, friendship can save your life. The third pup was named Sandy. Sandy came on shore at 3 weeks. She was terribly thin. She was not thriving, and she was not going back into the water regularly, which meant she was not eating. We got permission from NOAA to take her off the beach and send her to PAWS. Kevin Mack is over there from PAWS. He is the wildlife rehabilitator. A round of applause for Kevin. And 5 months later, and many fish later, we released Sandy back into the Sound. And she was a traveler, and we put a radio transmitter on her, and all the kids followed her from Tacoma to the San Juans, and she was doing wonderfully well until the day when we got the news that she had drowned in marine debris, which are fishing lines left underwater, and all of the crab pots and all of the debris that we throw into the Sound. She was strangled and drowned. And that's why it's so important that we clean up the beach, clean up our act, and make this place a habitat that we share with wild animals so that we can have generations of kids. I'm going to call the kids up, that we can have the kids and their children say that they are seal sitting and that our Sound is healthy. Because just like the sentinel of the Sound here, the pups and the seals are sentinels of the indicator species of our Sound, and they show us that we can safeguard this beautiful body of water that's our life support system together. Now, all you kids, please, you seal sitter kids, come up. We'd love to hand you some fans and to honor you today. So Miles, all you ATN, and Jim is going to ask you for some stories of your own. Miles.
Okay, we want to hear from a couple of kids themselves because they all have such great stories to tell. This has been a really nice experience. I've talked to some of you already. I know this has been a really powerful experience to be a seal sitter. So ATN, let's start with you. Go ahead and get up next to the microphone there. Just pretend you're on American Idol. You can sing if you want to. Why is it important not to litter and to clean up the beach?
First and foremost, the seals can eat the waste that you leave on the shore, and it could be toxic, you never know, and that could be a real issue if they swallow this and it goes into their system. Also, they can choke and suffocate on this litter, and they could be wrapped in it, like if you had a six-pack and they got their neck stuck in it. Also, you're not only by leaving litter on the shore, but also by leaving it in the waters, you're creating water pollution in the Puget Sound, and that's not only affecting the seals, but it's also affecting all of Puget Sound's wildlife. So to help clean some of this up, you can organize this is what I did when I was in second grade. You can organize a class field trip to come and clean up the beach, and it was really great because we collected garbage bags full of waste from the shore, only from the shore, not from the water. And we had so many garbage bags, it was unbelievable. It was so simple, and it was a great thing to do to help out.
Wow. And you're 12 years old? Do you want to just take the podium and take the rest of the day? That was pretty great. That's also good advice for grown-ups with the six-pack. Do not put your head in the... Sometimes it happens. Nothing for you kids to worry about, but sometimes mom and dad drink a little too much of the six-pack, and then crazy things can happen. Louisa, you are next. Step up to the microphone, please. And what's the first song you're going to do for us? Just kidding, that's all right. Why do you keep your dog off the beach?
To keep your dog and the seal safe.
That's right, because dogs and seals don't mix very well, do they? They both kind of bark, but not really the same species, are they? You don't want to confuse either one of them. So it's an interesting point, too. People realize not to let their dogs get near the seals for the seals' sake, but it's also good for the health of your dog, right? And why is that?
Because so the dog doesn't get bitten.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because seals, if they feel like they need to defend themselves, can be pretty strong, huh? That's very good. Please take your parting gift over at the edge of the stage. Somebody get her a parting gift. Elizabeth, you are our next American... Here. So why do seal pups need to rest?
They need to rest because, as you probably know, the water is really, really cold. And it takes a lot of energy to keep swimming around and not die of like hypothermia. And their blubber helps with that, but it still takes a lot of energy. So they need to save that energy to get fish, and so they won't starve. Mm-hmm. And so they come up on the beach to regulate their body temperatures and rest. And that's why it's really important that we don't bother them when they're on the beach, so that they can get their adequate rest time, and then when they go back in the water, they have that energy to fish.
That's great. And some of these questions that I'm asking are the same kinds of questions people will ask you when you're out at the beach doing your seal sitting job, right?
Yes,
so you're
definitely.
probably very used to answering them, and what a great program in that all these kids have to be trained up on all of these questions and answers so that they can help the general public, which is a huge part of what you do out there. It's not just protecting the seals, but it's also educating, informing the public so that they understand what's going on out there in their environment that they share also with these amazing animals too. Thank you so much. Thanks to all the kids. Let's hear it for all of them. You know, and remember, kids, your parents need to rest too, just like a seal pup. So on weekends, when you're up at 6 a.m. and you want some cereal, get it yourself. Okay, thank you. So the year of the seal that we were talking about earlier was born out of a vision to have a lasting and artful representation of our most significant sentinels of the Sound. The sculpture reminds us that we share the shore with wildlife and must protect our mutual waters. The Salish Sea is a life support system. It's up to us to help keep it healthy. We're here today to celebrate that we're blessed to live by the water. So let's make this year of the seal about more than just this year. Let's remain passionate about sharing the shore, and you can help. Volunteers are needed to sit with a seal, donate money or any skill that you have to offer, or you can buy a $1 raffle ticket. You can buy dozens of $1 raffle tickets. You'll not only be helping seal sitters, but you'll also have the chance to be one of the lucky winners for some great prizes. Just imagine yourself on a fabulous sunset kayak tour, or dining at a great restaurant. These are some of the things you can win, or enjoying other cool prizes that are listed in your program, so take a look at that. We're grateful to the Department of Neighborhoods, Parks and Recreation, Associated Recreation Council, and the Seattle Aquarium for their support. With the following, please stand as I read your name. Bernie Matsuno. Sorry. Right there. Blocking your view. Karen Sealander. Thank you, Karen. Paula Hoff. Pamela Clement. Bill Keller. And Sharon Mosey. It's hard. We're asking people to stand, but the vast majority of the audience is also standing, so you can all pretend the applause was for each and every one of you. How about that? There are so many other people that we want to thank, including the Alki Community Council and West Seattle community. Your program lists the many wonderful people and businesses that have helped make this beautiful project possible. We'd like to give special recognition to John Fulford of Turnstone Construction. He created the outstanding Rocky display for the sculpture. John, please stand. We have a little something for John, I believe. And this is a real something. It's not like the stuff we gave the kids that what didn't actually exist that I said they were going to get. It's a framed photo of your work on display.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, now, please give a huge round of applause to our artist and sculptor, Georgia Gerber. Her stunning sculptures are installed all over the world, and we're really fortunate to have one of her finest now grace Alki Beach. Georgia.
Thank you all. I want to thank first of all, the seal sitters for doing the important work that they do, blending the ability for the seals to live as well as the people here in the same area. And John Fulford, thank you for your vision. It's just beautiful, your vision for combining the site with my sculpture. My husband, Randy Hudson, and my longtime assistant, Virginia Keck, are here, and I couldn't have done it without them. Virginia and my husband's been with me 30 years, and same almost with Virginia. So everyone else involved, including Parks, they've been great, except for the paperwork. This community of Alki is a wonderful. I've gotten a real wonderful sense of this community. A wonderful place to live, and I just really appreciate having one of my pieces here, and also your work with continuing to let the harbor seals live in the same community with you. And Robin Lindsay, she's been the driving force of this, coordinating with me through all of the many steps. She had this vision from way long ago, and thank you so much for thinking of me for this project. It's been really wonderful to work on this project. And as well as the harbor seals, the beauty of the harbor seals, they're wonderful images, wonderful shapes. It's really been by far one of my most favorite pieces to work on, and really enjoyed working with their images. I hope you enjoy this for many generations. And these seals you can go up and touch.
Thank you, Georgia. Finally, we'd like to formalize this Harbor Seal Day by asking Joe Fitzgibbon, one of our community's hard-working state representatives, to read Governor Inslee's official proclamation. You ready? It's a big job.
All right. Thank you, Jim. It's such a privilege to be here today. I'm Joe Fitzgibbon. I have the honor of representing West Seattle in the State House of Representatives, and there's no community like this that has such a diversity of marine wildlife for us to appreciate, and of people, young and old, as we've seen today, who are willing to put forth their time and their effort to make sure that our precious marine wildlife stays safe and are taken care of. And it's great to have the opportunity to work on behalf of our beautiful Puget Sound in the state legislature, and try to make sure that we have the habitat that our wildlife needs, and that we clean up that debris that we heard about earlier. So in honor of the guest of honor today, the Harbor Seal, I'd like to read this proclamation. Whereas the state of Washington is committed to protecting and restoring Puget Sound and inland waterways, and whereas harbor seals are significant because they do not migrate and are considered by biologists to be a good indicator species of the health of these waters and thereby represent all marine life, and whereas the celebration and installation of Sentinels of the Sound, a sculpture of a harbor seal mom and pup on Alki Beach, will raise public awareness about the need to reduce pollution in our marine environment and protect the wildlife that calls these waters home. Now, therefore, I, Jay Inslee, Governor of the State of Washington, do hereby proclaim September 8th, 2013 to be Harbor Seal Day in Washington, and I encourage all people in our state to join me in this special observance to help keep our waters free of trash and toxins and to share the shore with harbor seals and all wildlife. Signed, this third day of September 2013, Governor Jay Inslee.
Very well done. That's why you're going to be governor one day. Whether you want to be or not. Got my eye on you. I now call upon Bernie Matsuno, hiding directly behind me, Director of Seattle's Department of Neighborhoods, a funder of this project, to read excerpts of the Mayor's Harbor Seal Day proclamation.
Thank you all for being here. And before I read the proclamation, I just want to say one thing about the Department of Neighborhoods and providing funding for a project like this. I truly mean it when I say that we, the city, we do the easy part. We do the easy part of making the money available, because the hard work comes from the many volunteers who not only babysit the harbor seals, pups, and people who work on a project like this. So really, the thanks go to all of you for the work you do to make a project like this possible. On behalf of the city, I thank you all for doing that work. And now for the Mayor's proclamation. Whereas the City of Seattle is committed to protecting our unique and valuable marine environment for its residents and future generations, and whereas Seal Sitters Marine Mammal Stranding Network, the Seattle Department of Neighborhoods, the Seattle Department of Parks and Recreation, and the West Seattle community have joined together to place a seal mom and pup sculpture, Sentinels of the Sand, on Alki Beach. And whereas the unveiling of this sculpture will raise public awareness of the need to share the shore with wildlife, protect marine mammals, and reduce pollution in our marine environment. Now, therefore, Bernie Matsuno, on behalf of our Mayor Mike McGinn, do hereby proclaim September 8th, 2013 to be Harbor Seal Day in the city of Seattle, and I call upon public officials, educators, businesses, community volunteers, and all the people of Seattle to observe this day, celebrate our marine environment, and to share the shore. Signed today, Michael McGinn, Mayor of Seattle.
Okay, so now we would like to do the ribbon cutting. If Robin, Georgia, John would come on up here, and seal the kids seal sitters come on up too. We're going to get a little group up here to cut the ribbon for us.
We're going under the cake. Don't tell Kristen.
Special thanks to Shaquille O'Neal for lending us his scissors.